All right, I am joined by the head honcho himself, the big boss man, the CEO of Titan FC, Jeff Aronson. Jeff, man, you're making big moves out here in the MMA world. How you doing?
Dude, I'm doing great. And Brandon, thanks for having me on the show. You know, I always appreciate coming on.
Oh, man, absolutely. Titan has always showed me love, so I have to show the love back. And this time around, it seems like every time we speak, it's something new going on. You know, you guys had the CBS deal, the UFC Outlaws, the bonuses for the finishes. You had Aerofest. And now the big news is UFC Fight Pass. It's like, what's up your sleeve next now, Jeff? How did let's start. How did UFC Fight Pass, how did this come about to where it flew underneath the radar and then boom, all of a sudden, deals announced, cards made. How did all this come about?
Well, I told you that crazy things were happening. I couldn't talk too much about what was going on. I was dealing with the Aerofest show, which was a massive show. And at the same time, I was negotiating the UFC Fight Pass deal. So people thought that I heard all these rumors in the marketplace going, Titan's out of it. Titan's not doing the show. Where's Titan? What's going on with Titan? What's going on? And I'm sitting there reading and going, man, I got a gag order and I can't talk about what's happening right now. I'm on a non-disclosure agreement and I can't talk. So I avoided doing the interviews. And then I think when Lex flew out to Mexico and took a picture with Dana White and they posted it on Twitter, everybody went berserk. Like seriously, thousands of fans went berserk and going, what's going on? Is it true? Is it true? Then that Monday, Lex and I went on Ariel Helwani and we announced the deal. And UFC PR machine went into motion, and now coming up on the Invicta show, they'll be featuring Titan, doing commercials, pumping the Titan event. UFC 189 pay-per-view, they'll be pumping the Titan event. The Ultimate Fighter finale, they'll be pumping the Titan event, and then we get a lead-in from the Stockholm card on Fight Pass that morning. So they'll be pumping the hell out of us, and then boom, we hit you the night of the 18th from Kansas City.
Yeah, and it's just crazy kind of how everything get rolled about. I actually interviewed Cody Bellinger yesterday, and he had said that, some of the fighters had kind of heard rumblings about it and kind of knew something in April, but they even had to kind of keep hush-hush because nothing was finalized. He said he had fights booked and things kept getting pushed back, and he was kind of wondering, and then he kind of heard the massive word the way we did. So, I mean, who all actually knew that this was going on? Because he said he was training for a fight. He thought he may have had one in May, and then he never got the official word. He thought he was going to have a fight in June, never got the official word. When did you actually start letting the fighters know, okay, start getting ready, we're going to have something for you here in a couple weeks?
So the deal was supposed to get done, but negotiations were ongoing and things were changing, and it turned out being a much broader deal. And as time goes on, all the fans will find out, the general public will find out exactly the true extent of the deal. What was announced is literally the tip of the iceberg. So it got delayed. The announcement got delayed. And I think some of the fighters themselves truly started getting nervous. Like, hey man, is this really happening? Is this going on? Is this, some BS? Is this for real? I know Jeff Aronson is a man of his word. He always does what he says, but, this was supposed to happen a couple months ago and I'm not hearing nothing. So I think when that happened and the announcement came, everybody just went crazy. That day, when we went on Ariel Helwani, Titan trended number 2 on Twitter that day.
Man, and that's got to be a good feeling because, this is when you took over the business here, this is what you wanted Titan to become. Big and just powerful and a platform for fighters, to get back to the larger stage and expose new crop of talent that you guys are finding. Because you guys are finding guys all over the place, which I'm going to touch on right now. You've got an extremely stacked card here at Titan FC 34 on July 18th. What was that kind of the game plan to just say, okay, we're going to put everything on the table and we're going to let the fans see who might have not got an opportunity to see CBS Sports Network and these athletes and put 4 title fights on the card for your first card on Fight Pass?
Dude, you know how I do. I mean, every card I'm gonna better the last card, and I'm gonna stack it from top to bottom. I'm gonna grab the best veterans and the best prospects. I'm gonna match them against them. I'm gonna put on the best fights, and that's exactly what this card is. Top to bottom, stacked. I know I always say it, and you know it's true. My matchmakers do the best job in the business. Scott Cuthbert, Phil Wooster, they're killing it. They crush this card. And our international reach is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Just on this card alone, look, you got Brett Johns, #1 prospect in all of that. #1 prospect in the world, in Europe at 135 pounds, fighting for the title against Jose Gutierrez. You got Iliard Santos from Brazil fighting Tim Elliott. You've got Pele fighting. You got Pele fighting on that card. I mean, our international reach is just growing bigger and bigger. Signing new fighters, signing international, and we keep gaining this massive respect from the fans as literally the fans' promotion. You know, they love what Titan stands for. They love how we treat the fighters. They love the finishing bonuses. And man, you talk to any Titan fighter, so they bitch about other promotions. Oh, this promotion did so. This promotion did that. You never hear that about Titan. You never hear that about Titan, ever.
Now, I will say this. Anthony Gutierrez, Brett Johns, when I heard this fight was announced, I went on record on Twitter the day the card was announced. I said, this is going to be the fight of the night. There's no way this fight sucks. I'm telling you right now, Jeff, the fight is going to steal the show. I put the pressure on both of these young men to go out and steal the show because I think that fight itself, that could main event a lot of cards. It's like third in the
Totally
building.
agree.
So, I mean,
Totally agree.
so stacked.
Yeah, but Brandon, look at the main event. Pat Healy against Mike Ricci. That's going to be war. That's going to be war. You know. Then you got Kurt Holloway against Andre Harrison. Another war. Andre Harrison may be the strongest 145-pound fighter I've ever seen in my life. You know, that kid's nickname, the Bull, is not just a nickname. That kid, his wrestling and his cage ability and his clinch work are just absolutely incredible. And Kurt Holloway is a complete monster, you know, beating Desmond Green, destroying Lloyd Woodward. You know, I think he's on a 5-fight streak, and he's beat 4 Bellator guys in that time. You know, in those 5 fights, his only 2 losses were when he fought out of his weight class and fought Pat Healy on 7 days' notice in Strike Force, and then he fought a short fight against Steven Siler, and he lost a split decision.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's stacking. And we got Tim Elliott, recently released from the UFC, but he's going to be fighting, getting his way back into it. And he's going to be fighting in front of the home crowd in Kansas City, which I'm glad you guys are going to be in my backyard because I can actually now come to the fight card and enjoy it in person. So I also have to tip my hat to you on that one. I definitely appreciate that one.
So you come into this one?
I will be there in the building, smiling, front row. Yes, I will be there.
Fantastic.
Now, I do have that. Absolutely. I told Cody, man, we got to do barbecue or something after the fight. I told him we can't do it after weigh-ins because I don't want him getting bogged down and having the itis from the ribs. But definitely, we'll definitely make sure that you guys are fed well while you're here in Kansas City. Now, I do have to ask this now. With the partnership with UFC Fight Pass, are we going to see you maybe doing something similar to what Invicta's done here their past 2 fight cards to where you may piggyback off of the UFC per se, where they have a fight card in Vegas, you may have a fight card in Vegas the day before, or something to that degree? Is that something that's maybe down the line, or is that being discussed?
Yeah.
A possible Titan card?
Yeah, we've absolutely been talking about that. That's definitely inevitable that's going to happen.
And with that, you know, typically you guys were rolling out cards last year almost like every 6 weeks. With this only being the second card here of 2015, you know, how many events are you kind of looking to put on total as you now go through the second half of this year?
we're going through a schedule right now with UFC. We're locking up dates as we speak. I think the next date after this show, and don't hold me to it, but I believe it's going to be September 19th. And I think we're gonna keep rolling them out till the end of the year. And listen, if the opportunity became available, man, I'd love to do a co-promoted show with Shannon Knapp and Invicta. I think that would be the bomb. I think people would go crazy.
That would be insane. And that's something, and honestly, when I first heard about this deal, the more and more I was getting questions together for you for tonight, I was kind of thinking, I was like, that would make so much sense to commingle. Why not do a show together? Why not have 5 women fights, 5 men fights on the same card, in the same venue, a night before UFC? Yeah. The crowd's going to be there. Yeah. You get the fans who are there for UFC can get familiar with some of these fighters they may not have seen as much of or want to know more about as they grow and they try to make their way to the UFC. So that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, for sure. And, there's nobody I'd rather co-promote a show with than Shannon Knapp. Shannon is incredible. And, I think, obviously her reputation precedes her, and she's a great lady. And if the opportunity happens and we're talking about it, then I think it would be groundbreaking. I think other promotions would be just, shocked. I think the best outcome would be for the fans and the fighters, for real.
Well, absolutely. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't do my journalist job and ask you this question here. What is up with the light heavyweight division and the current champion or no current champion? What exactly is the deal with that title belt and the situation with Vinny Magalhaes? Is he a part of Titan FC? Is he still in limbo? What's the deal with Vinny and the light heavyweight division?
So Vinny, we went through everything, and Vinny is going to go, and he's going to fight for another promotion. And we're going to reassign that title. So I think it'll be a lot of fun, and I think we're getting ready to start putting together a matchup with that.
Would that be something more likely we'd see maybe here that card in September, definitely this fall, a vacant title fight to where the winner is the new champion?
Yeah, possibly. There's so many things happening, and I'm just sitting back right now, just watching everything and trying to decide, what's going to be, because there are so many potential great fights and so many opportunities. So, we're real excited.
Well, absolutely. Like I said, you're going to give the fans a stacked card for any fan who has not seen the Titan FC product throughout the years when, before you took over when they weren't HDNet, formerly Access TV, for the fans who didn't get to see it last year on CBS Sportsnet. Now that you've taken over and we've got this stacked card, what can you tell the fans who aren't familiar with the Titan FC product what they should expect when they tune in on July 18th on UFC Fight Pass?
I think the coolest thing about us is the fact that we give all our fighters bonuses for finishes, which I don't know of any other promotion that does. We go out there, we really make sure that our fighters are taken care of. Our fighters love fighting for us, and I really do consider Titan the fan appreciation league, and I love that about us. And I think that if you get a chance to tune into Titan, you won't be sorry. We have a finish rate of like 60-something%, which is unbelievable. It might even be 70%. The fighters go out there, they let it all hang out, they get treated incredibly, and we really take care of our guys, man. And that's what it's about: giving opportunities, changing lives, and making dreams happen.
Well, absolutely. Well, Jeff, man, I will see you in Kansas City here in a few weeks.